The National Nuclear Security Administration, or NNSA, stands as a sentinel safeguarding America's nuclear might. Tasked with the daunting responsibility of managing and securing the nation's nuclear weapons stockpile, the NNSA operates as a semi-autonomous agency within the Department of Energy. Its mission encompasses a vast spectrum of responsibilities, ranging from the design, development and production of nuclear warheads to their dismantlement and disposal. The NNSA also plays a critical role in preventing nuclear proliferation by securing nuclear materials both domestically and internationally. At the heart of the NNSA's operations lies a dedicated workforce of scientists, engineers, technicians and security experts. These individuals work tirelessly to ensure the safety, security and effectiveness of the US nuclear deterrent, a cornerstone of the nation's defense strategy. Their work is characterized by its high stakes and demanding nature, requiring unwavering precision, expertise, and a deep understanding of the complexities inherent in nuclear weapons technology. The NNSA's mandate extends beyond the borders of the United States. The agency collaborates with international partners to reduce global nuclear threats, working to prevent nuclear terrorism and the proliferation of nuclear weapons. This global outreach underscores the NNSA's commitment to a safer world, free from the existential threat posed by nuclear weapons. The NNSA's mission is one of paramount importance, directly impacting national and international security. Its work requires a highly skilled and specialized workforce, individuals entrusted with safeguarding one of the most powerful technologies ever created. The agency's role in maintaining the US nuclear deterrent and preventing nuclear proliferation makes it an indispensable pillar of global security. On February 13, 2025, the Trump administration made a decision that sent shockwaves through the national security establishment. It laid off over 300 employees from the NNSA. This move, part of a broader effort to slash federal expenditures and reduce the size of the government, immediately raised concerns about its potential impact on the nation's nuclear security. The administration, under pressure to deliver on promises of fiscal responsibility, had targeted various federal agencies for downsizing, aiming to reduce the federal workforce by up to 10%. The NNSA, despite its crucial role in safeguarding the nation's nuclear arsenal, found itself caught in the crosshairs of this austerity drive. The decision to lay off NNSA personnel was met with immediate criticism from lawmakers, experts, and former government officials. Critics argued that the administration had failed to grasp the critical importance of the NNSA's mission and the potential consequences of such drastic cuts. Concerns were particularly acute given the specialized nature of the NNSA's workforce, with many fearing that the loss of experienced personnel would be difficult, if not impossible, to replace. The layoffs were implemented swiftly with little apparent regard for the potential long-term consequences. The administration defended its actions, arguing that the cuts were necessary to streamline government operations and reduce wasteful spending. However, many observers questioned the wisdom of targeting an agency responsible for such a sensitive and vital aspect of national security. The decision to lay off hundreds of NNSA employees highlighted a dangerous disconnect between the administration's fiscal priorities and the realities of national security. The NNSA, tasked with managing one of the most dangerous technologies ever created, requires a robust and experienced workforce to effectively carry out its mission. The layoffs, driven by a short-sighted focus on cost-cutting, threaten to undermine the agency's ability to safeguard the nation's nuclear arsenal and prevent nuclear proliferation. As details of the NNSA layoffs emerged, a chilling realization gripped those familiar with the agency's operations. Many of the dismissed employees held positions vital to ensuring the safety and security of the US nuclear arsenal. These weren't just number crunchers or paper pushers. They were the unsung guardians of America's most potent weapons. Among those let go were veterans with decades of experience overseeing the contractors who build and maintain nuclear warheads. These experts possessed an irreplaceable knowledge of the intricate processes and stringent safety protocols involved in handling these deadly weapons. Their absence left a gaping hole in the NNSA's oversight capabilities, raising fears of potential oversights or worse, accidents. Another group hit hard by the layoffs were the inspectors responsible for regularly scrutinizing the nation's nuclear stockpile. These individuals, often working in hazardous conditions, played a crucial role in verifying the safety and reliability of America's aging nuclear arsenal. Their meticulous inspections helped to ensure that these weapons remained safe for storage and, if ever needed, deployment. The loss of these inspectors raised serious concerns about the NSA's ability to maintain the integrity and readiness of the US nuclear deterrent. The layoffs also decimated the ranks of the NNSA's policy analysts and technical writers. These individuals were responsible for drafting the complex guidelines and requirements that governed the handling, storage, and transportation of nuclear weapons. Their expertise ensured that every aspect of the nuclear weapons life cycle adhered to the highest safety and security standards. The loss of these experts threatened to create confusion and inconsistencies in the NNSA's procedures, potentially increasing the risk of mishaps or security breaches. The decision to lay off these critical personnel revealed a profound misunderstanding of the NNSA's operations within the Trump administration. It was a case study in the dangers of prioritizing ideology over expertise, of imposing sweeping cuts without fully comprehending their impact on the ground. The administration, in its zeal to shrink the government, had inadvertently jeopardized one of its most sensitive and vital functions, safeguarding the nation's nuclear arsenal. The backlash to the NNSA layoffs was swift and fierce. Lawmakers from both sides of the aisle, alarmed by the potential consequences for national security, voiced their outrage and demanded immediate action. Experts in nuclear non-proliferation and arms control warned that the layoffs could undermine decades of progress in reducing nuclear dangers. The media, sensing a major story, shone a spotlight on the unfolding crisis, amplifying the concerns of those who feared that the administration had made a grave error in judgment. Facing mounting pressure and the very real prospect of a congressional inquiry, the administration was forced to reverse course. In a stunning about-face, the White House announced that it would rescind many of the NNSA terminations and attempt to reinstate the affected employees. The task of reassembling the NNSA's decimated workforce fell to Teresa Robbins, the agency's acting administrator. Robbins, a career civil servant with decades of experience in the nuclear security field, understood the gravity of the situation and the urgency of righting the ship. However, the process of reinstating the laid-off employees proved to be far more challenging than anticipated. Many of the affected individuals, their lives upended by the sudden job losses, had already moved on, finding employment elsewhere or simply giving up on the prospect of returning to government service. The administration's efforts were further hampered by the fact that many of the dismissed employees had their access to official communication channels revoked, making it difficult to contact them and extend offers of reinstatement. The NNSA layoffs, while ultimately reversed, served as a stark reminder of the importance of informed decision-making when it comes to matters of national security. The administration's actions, driven by a desire for fiscal austerity and a disregard for the expertise of its own personnel, had brought the nation perilously close to jeopardizing its nuclear security. The incident underscored the need for clear lines of communication between policymakers and those tasked with implementing their decisions, as well as a deep understanding of the potential consequences of drastic cuts to vital government agencies.